I'm not gonna try editing this, so I'm gonna make this as quick as possible because it is currently 12:30 and I cannot give a singular flying fuck about trying to properly edit this and stuff. But hey, I was anticipating on posting this before my Pummel Party video, but the video just kind of, the one I recorded initially kind of just decided to corrupt the file. B, I was focusing on actually finishing up the Pummel Party video at the time, since I already had just finished up the Borderlands video. C, Zenyatta Mania. Yeah. And then B on top, or B, D on top of that, even if the first three reasons didn't exist, I kind of procrastinated it a little bit as well, but now I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it. It's gonna be a pretty quick one though. It's just gonna be like three kind of things as far as I can remember off the top of my head. Reason number one, or thing number one, is Borderlands. So obviously, as you know, I did stop doing my Guilty Gear series. I would much rather not kill myself. But if you did notice, I did also stop the Borderlands series. I do explain it in the Borderlands video, so this is gonna be regurgitation. But this video, or the next upcoming video, which again, it is made. I am just waiting for the thumbnail to be made. That's all. But this one is on a different save. I had to actually restart the series, and I decided just to rebrand it completely because the initial save file, when I had to once upon a time ago fully restart Steam completely because it was being a little stinky poo-poo diaper baby, it ended up corrupting a couple of my save files, which on some games I don't really even play anymore, so I didn't really mind it, but other games, like Borderlands, for example, that save file specifically had corrupted, which fucking sucked. But we're good now. I decided, I'm just going to reevaluate the series, redo a lot of the stuff I want to do, especially with the editing and stuff. I'm honestly very proud of the way I edited this one, and I feel like, just out of comfort, it'd be pretty nice to have it like this, but that is pretty much it. So the Borderlands series, it's going to basically just be redone and stuff. It's still going to happen and stuff, but other than that, that's pretty much it. The second thing, is in terms of shorts, I want to hopefully this year, since this year I'm going to be focusing a lot on like prioritizing making videos as soon as possible, since I'm going to have a lot more free time now, technically, I am going to try my absolute best to make shorts within a reasonable enough amount of time. I still need to make shorts for the Pummel Party video. I just need to go through the video and figure out what I feel like would be great moments for the shorts. But once I plan out those, since I haven't deleted the video files and all that stuff yet, I'm just going to go through and, do the shorts version of those files. So that's going to be fun to do. But I will try to be more consistent with the shorts. I'll actually ensure that before I get my next video posted, I make sure that I have shorts for the other video beforehand. That way it'll just be, again, much easier to manage. The third thing is that, third thing, what am I blanking on? Overwatch Mania, this one's kind of just like a really light thing that I just remembered, so this isn't the actual third reason, but it's going to be something that I decide I'm going to probably change up this year. Typically when I do Overwatch Mania and like start the polls, I start the polls as soon as the video is done premiering, but I'm thinking now this time I'm just going to wait until I finish the streams and pretty much start up the poll the next day. That way there's more time for the polls and the votes and all that stuff to change. And also I can have direct links set up as soon as the premiere begins for, where the poll is. That way y'all can vote as early as possible. When I finish editing this, well, I'm not editing, but when I actually post this video and finish up and all that stuff, I will have already crafted that poll for y'all. So there is that. And it's going to just be like a slight change. I'm also going to try to at least do my best to make the videos shorter than normal. The Zen video, hopefully the goal is it's going to be at least a lot more bite-sized. It is still going to be a long video, and I fully do expect these types of videos to be long, but it is hopefully, again, going to be a little more bite-sized, a little more manageable, not a long fucking word wall and stuff. I try to be as educational as possible, but I am not trying to just yap away in your ears. I just recorded the voiceovers and all that stuff for the Zen Mania, so I feel like I kind of did a good job at trying to avoid the word wall problem, but that'll be up to you guys and also up to the actual final product when it's finished and my interpretation, all that stuff. There's a lot of variables, but you know what I'm trying to get at. But yeah, I want to go ahead and just post the poll now. Now I remember what the fourth thing was. Well, what was supposed to be the third thing, but, you know, the fourth thing, the one I was trying to actually get across. This year, I am going to decide, at least just for this year, because I want to see, you know, if I become more productive by doing this or not. The monthly clip dumps I'm not going to be doing, at least for this year. Depending on how well it's improved, and honestly, I do want your input on this as well, but depending on all the variables and stuff, I may not continue monthly clip dumps anymore. I'll still have them advertised because I'm not too fully sure what, you know, like, if I'm going to full on just stop doing them or not, but I am going to at least, for this year, just take a bit of a break. My reason, I feel like I've kind of, whenever monthly clip dumps had happened and stuff, the biggest issue was, because what I try to do, I feel like I overdone a lot of the footage. I would over accumulate, I guess is the word I'll use. I would over accumulate footage, and it would cause a problem because, like, I at least want 3 out of the 4 weeks, 6 separate sessions that I can't turn into their own individual video, but can put into the clip dump. I've made, like, I believe off the top of my head 3 exceptions with this, but other than that, it has kind of stuck true to the 3 sessions thing. I know for sure the exceptions was, you know, the clip dump where pretty much the first half hour of the video was just Owen witnessing Lucio-ness. And then the other one was, you know, the pregnant ginger incident. You know, the classics. But other than that, I feel like I was trying to focus too much onto trying to make a general theme for the video, as well as just trying to get enough footage to where, like, okay, we have the general theme, but also there's just other randomly thrown in shout out clips. And I was just kind of like, hey, you know, this year I already tried to search for some footage, but there wasn't any footage I was liking. Also, because of how I'm planning on actually recording these videos and editing them, I'm using a different OBS right now for this, by the way. My newer monitor right over here has, you know, the actual recording, whereas this monitor is like kind of the streaming stuff and the overlay stuff. If you notice in the Pummel Party video, it looks like there's 2 separate screens because this one is just recording the actual gameplay and what my monitor is showing, which is this monitor in front here. And then this one is actually going to be the stream setup. So whatever you typically see on stream, that is what it's going to be. This is going to make editing, I hope, a little easier and a little more unique and stuff. It is going to be more work, but I feel like it's not going to be as grueling in a way, especially when it comes to the Overwatch Mania, because I do want to make it to where every stream, more or less, I can put on my face cam and stuff. I want to at least do a face cam stream every stream if possible this year. So my big issue was just I feel like face cams in terms of editing can be pretty limiting because you're losing space on your screen that could be dedicated to things that would, you know, be beneficial and all that shit. Kind of a long explanation, but that's why I set up this other OBS right over here. And from testing, after I figured out some stuff, which was kind of some trial and error, I figured out kind of like the best case scenarios and all that stuff, what's working best and all that. So right now it feels like it's working good. Again, you saw in the Pummel Party video, it's working like a charm, but yeah, that is kind of where I'm at when it comes to recording and stuff. I feel like with the monthly clip dumps, I'm going to run into 2 different problems. I'm going to be overcompensating, overboating a lot of footage, as well as I'm still trying to find a theme. I was already stressing out about this month's clip dump, and I just kind of thought to myself, maybe this year, let's just try it, at least for the first half of this year. No clip dumps. I want to see how it feels if it gets easier. I still want to do clip dumps, don't get me wrong, because there is footage that we will gather that genuinely would be really nice to put out there into a video. Even though I can't get it into its own thematic video, it'd still be nice to just throw into like a compilation of random bullshit that the homies do. But I feel like that will be more restricted to, like, if I do end up getting an editor. I do have a plan that I want to get an editor to help me out with some videos and stuff that I could be more active on the other channels I wanted to branch out to. I feel like also as well, I was trying to start up a lot of things way too quickly instead of trying to grow my main thing, which is this channel and stuff. So I want to better like actually have a strategy for my content and all that stuff. There is a lot that I'm kind of wanting to go over for 2026, and I'm going to take it one step at a time, of course. There's a lot of things I want to upgrade in 2026. There's just so many moving parts, and the best way that I can approach it is just take it slow and figure out, I gotta strip away some things so that I can enable other things. Overwatch Mania is still gonna happen. Whether your bitch ass likes it or not, I'm still doing Overwatch Mania stuff. I'm still gonna do Overwatch videos. I'm still here. But, on top of that, I'm gonna quickly segue to variety content as well. This is just another thing I remembered. Sorry, I'm like really tired. I know I said there's 3 things. We're already on 5 different things now. I'm gonna try my best to do as much variety content as possible. I have voiced disdain with variety content in one of my streams. I can't remember what it was. My only big issue with variety content is how I am with games. I'm very particular in how much I enjoy a game and stuff. In simplest form, I find the most enjoyment in video games in one of 2 ways. The more chill, relaxed way for like, games that don't really have like a skill-esque type of thing is just, if the game is chill, if I can still find it entertaining, even if it is at base play kind of a boring game, if I can still find it a little fun and stuff and like just chill out, right? Like a decompression game. The other types of games, the most common way that I'm going to enjoy games, which is why I enjoy Overwatch, is if I feel like that I can constantly, every single game I play, I'm constantly improving in some form, if I have that feeling. And with some games, I like to try and like, I stick around as much as possible to see if I can get that feeling of, I feel like I'm improving, and I end up not playing some games and stuff. For those that were wondering, I said at some point on one of my streams, on a couple of my streams actually, that I was gonna be giving TF2 a chance and stuff, and then I gave TF2 a chance, and then I stopped giving TF2 a chance. I just couldn't get into the game because I didn't feel like I was improving at the fuck all, unless the skill curve is, spectating the game as long as possible. I just couldn't enjoy it. Guilty Gear is a completely different story. For that is just like, I still am committed to the game, but I kind of just stopped caring about it because balance is a figment of one's imagination in that game. I will die on that fucking hill about it because it is just fucking true. But yeah, I went on a tangent there, sorry. But basically with variety content, what I'm going to try and do, I do have plans for other games I want to branch out into. But until then, my big problem is I want to focus on the like other games that I do play a lot. I do play Phasmophobia, I do play Dead by Daylight, I do play Borderlands. I want to focus on building that content first, since it is still variety, because it is not Overwatch content, and I am mainly an Overwatch creator. But, I want to still like show that I make other games. And I feel like last year I did pretty decent with that, in full honesty. But I want to like more hone down the general variety that I have, and then from there branch out into more games and stuff, and then slowly branch out and all that stuff like that. I do want to have more variety. Pummel Party was a big step for me, at least, because my other big difficulty when making variety content, I want to figure out how to make a video the way I want to make the video. And if I can't make the video the way I want to make the video, I typically struggle to kind of try and make content around that, regardless if I like the game or not. Pummel Party was a big stretch, and I honestly kind of enjoy how I did the Pummel Party video. There is some things that I can improve on for fucking sure, and this entire experience when it comes to editing, it's just how do you improve on editing certain things into your own fashion. It is just a uphill learning curve and all that shit, or whatever terminology you can concur and use, but that is generally it. But, I do plan on doing more variety. I'm going to try my best to give you variety content. I am still going to be, again, I'm an Overwatch creator. I am going to be centering around Overwatch stuff, but now I feel like I can do like more one-off streams to turn into videos and stuff. I feel like I can, at least with the strategy I have implemented right now, but I will be focusing a lot on personal life as well, so things will just get a lot slower on the channel, I do believe. But I will be posting a lot more on the extras channel, and stuff, just not only just the VODs, but also like actual like games. If I can find one-off games that I do really think were good enough to be their own video, then I will post those videos. Matter of fact, the most recent one was the game where Hayden and I had to pull Zen Ryan out of our assholes in order to actually, you know, successfully counter a very fucking annoying Vendetta. And, you know, I mean, that was a fun match. It was way too stressful. But, yeah, I want to try and branch out into that stuff, but, and I do want to, again, at some point get an editor for that channel. I do have a lot of ideas for it. I want this channel in specific, to be all me hands-on, unless it's a monthly clip dump, then monthly clip dump can be in the hands of someone else. But again, that's just going to be like, do I think monthly clip dumps, dropping those videos are going to be better, or if I continue that video series? Like, again, I want you guys to weigh in your personal opinions on the content. I will respond to everything accordingly, and just in full straightforward honesty and truthfulness, because I don't like to bullshit with people. That's just one thing I do not fucking do at all. So I will give you the 100% no bullshit response on some things. And I say that because I know there's certain things that people are going to say, and in all respect, fuck no, I am not giving TF2 a chance. I'm gonna shut that one down right the fuck away. I'm not giving TF2 a chance. You've pestered me enough, and I'm not going to do it because you've pestered me that much. Now that we have the elephant of the room out of the way, certain games, I want you guys to recommend me games. In full honesty, if you're in the Discord server, there is a separate chat and like separate forums on there that, you know, has games that you can recommend me. And again, I will just tell you straight up, like, okay, I might actually try out the game, or no, I don't. I'm not gonna like that game. I'm just gonna go ahead and give you a big red flag. Big red flag. I mean, people find a big red flag, so I guess it's fucking whatever. But just a quick thing to throw out there: the 3 game genres that I'm typically not a fan of is turn-based for fucking sure. And then it's Telltales and idle games. I don't know the actual name for those types of games, so like, you know, AFK Arena is like a great example of what I deem as an idle game and stuff. Uma Musume, I've seen gameplay of it, I've been shown gameplay of it. That's just an idle game in my eyes. Games kind of like that, I would consider idle games. I'm not into those types of games. However, at least with Telltales and indie games, indie to an extent, but Telltale games for sure, I will at least give a chance. I'm not giving a singular fucking chance for a turn-based game. A turn-based game, I'm not going to enjoy. And no, it's not because I'm a retard that can't fucking think for myself and all that. No, it's not fucking that. I just don't like the play style of it, and I like reactive elements in video games. And you can't put a reactive element in a turn-based game because it's no longer a turn-based game at that point. And no, just because you respond to all of the dicking and downing that the enemy gives you on your turn doesn't make it a reactive aspect of the game. It just means that now you are retaliating, not responding. There's a difference. Sorry, as you can tell, I have lost my fucking mind with these types of arguments. But yeah, the video's already gone on longer than I anticipated, and again, I'm not editing this shit down. But I did want to talk about some of these things. Of course, the iconic crash outs are starting to fucking come through again. But yeah, I'll update you as much as possible, but that's probably gonna be through the lens of my vlog channel. But I feel like these types of updates I want to talk about, it just so specifically catered to this channel that I feel like, you know, I kind of just, it makes sense posting on this channel. And yes, at the current moment, it is 12:46, so I will be ending the video here. Sorry for the late video post. Sorry for the ping. But other than that, that's all I will have to say. I will keep you updated in terms of like what games I am currently interested in. Again, you can check out the Discord if you are not in it yet, or, you know, you can check out the post page. The last thing I will leave you all off with is genuinely thank you guys so much for supporting me through the last 2-ish years. It is genuinely a really nice feeling. and all that. About like 1.5 years, but still, we're closing to 2-ish, so it just feels, I guess, more important to me. I have recently enabled a monetization thing on Twitch, which for me directly, it will mean that I can actually, do the thing that I've wanted to do was get emotes and channel points set up because I wanted, more interactive streams. So now that I have that one set up, uh, I feel a lot more happy with streaming. And I've just organized my stream a lot more. It makes me feel a lot happier. If you do want to catch any of my streams on Twitch, twitch.tv/CoreZeroYT, because for some reason, just normal CoreZero itself was a taken username, so I had to put a YT at the end of it, which I'm bugged out with, but it's okay, I guess. But if you want to catch me there, I try to stream as daily as possible, and the earliest I try to stream is, I try to at least stream as every day at 12 p.m. I use military time, so I had to remember the difference between AM and PM. But I try to do 12 p.m. as daily as possible. Sometimes I might sleep in early, or sleep in late, so I will probably miss my normal time. But I will update, of course, when I do wake up and all that stuff. I will try to at least stream as soon as I possibly can. I want to try to keep that consistent schedule. I will, of course, give updates in the Discord in terms of like when I am not streaming that day and whatever, right? I will give those updates. If you want to be tuned into whenever I am streaming, go ahead and join the Discord. You'll get notifications as long as you enable the Twitch pings role and all that stuff. This way you can just keep as updated as possible with me. On top of that, I don't really use the Twitter, but I'll still advertise the Twitter, and I also have an Instagram that you can follow if you want to be more consistent and consistently updated with stuff and whatever. Again, truly thank you guys so much. The people that are supporting me, thank you so much for sticking around. This year, I am going to be focusing a lot more on growing the channel itself. And that is pretty much about it. I will see you guys in the next video, which hopefully will be the Borderlands video. But it could also be the Zenyatta Mania. Who knows? Anyways, I'll see you guys. Enough yapping. Later.